Why, hello and welcome to this week's Astro College forecast, your weekly weather, and your horoscopes. My name is Jennifer Barish, and I will be your astrologer, your guide, and host for the week. Thank you so much for tuning in. We know you can choose astrology anywhere, so it is extra meaningful when you choose me at Astro College. So thank you. Welcome. So let's dive right into the energy. This week is the week of August 28th through September 4th, 2024. We have lots going on this week. Biggest is Mercury is out of retrograde. Thank goodness. We can all use that, right? Everybody could stand to have a little Mercury going direct and things happening the right way, and no more roadblocks and barriers and technological snafus if you've had your share of those. So we're still in the shadow of Mercury retrograde technically, but we are very close to being out of that. So I think that it is pretty safe to say that things are going to be moving forward at a pretty good little pace. So that happened actually yesterday on Wednesday, August 28th at 5:14 p.m. East Coast time. So just notice how things may have shifted already for you and feel like they are moving forward. Then tomorrow, actually today now, Thursday, August 29th, Venus moves into Libra. Later into the evening, and this is a good move for Venus. She loves being in Libra. It's one of her home signs, and it creates harmony within relationships. So remember, Venus is all about relationships, what we love, how we love, what we're passionate about. It can also have something to do with our business and our money. So imagine money flowing more harmoniously. It's easier to make money right now when Venus is in Libra. And we're going to be seeking balance. When Venus is in Libra, she also will be trining the planet Pluto. And this is going to bring some deep discussions, possibly a new focus or a new intensity directed towards something Venusian, something that you love and are passionate about. And this can also affect your love life. So maybe romance is in the air, date night is coming up, your sweetie brings you a gift, or alternately, you're thinking of committing to a partner or taking them a gift. That can happen as well. Also, any projects you're immersed in or trying to get off the ground, Pluto's going to give that little extra little rocket booster power to help them take off and get off the ground. You're going to be able to see it actually happen. It's a very transformative energy. So just think about what is changing and growing and transforming in your life. On Sunday this week, September 1st, busy day, we have Uranus going retrograde. Uranus is how we demonstrate. So in your natal chart, your Uranus is like how you're different than everybody else, how you step off the beaten path, you move to your own drum, you like these kind of clothes, this kind of hair, a little different than other people, right? So we all have different levels of how we step out of the crowd or go off the beaten path. So when Uranus is in that retrograde like Mercury, it's kind of like an about face, like we're thinking about, what do I need to change up? I don't really like this hair. I don't really like these clothes. I need, a new style, a new look. And when the planet retrogrades, we get the opportunity to reinvent ourselves. So go be somebody new, right? And evaluate if we are living our most authentic life and beating to the drum that we wish to beat to. So that's going to be going on over the next few months. And so just notice where you're naturally gravitating or evolving into a new style. I've been thinking about replacing this picture back here. Even though I love it and it's got the moon and the stars, I'm like, I'm tired of this look. I'm ready for something new. And I feel like that's the Uranus energy coming through. Also, on Sunday, September 1st, do you believe it's almost September 1st? Fall is upon us. This marks Pluto's retrograde. Now, he's been in retrograde for a while, but this marks Pluto's retrograde back into Capricorn. That energy that we were in for most of last year and for the past 20 years, since 2008 and 2009. So when Pluto backs up into Capricorn, the way we transform comes down to more of like a structural level. Our bones, our makeup, how we are reconfiguring. It's like building a house. We're going all the way down to the studs with something. So I want you to think back to what happened in 2008 and 2009 and decide, okay, what shifted for me then? What changed? What transformed in your life? What have you been able to transform since 2009? Pluto energy has to do with power, with reconstruction. Think about those bones or getting down to the studs of things. And it is transformative power. So what was happening for you? What has been changing and moving in a new direction, right? But all of a sudden, you're going to notice in September, and it might not be September 1st, it might be later in September, especially when those eclipses come. And we will be in the eclipse shadow mid-September. So put that in the back of your mind. We'll talk about it later, but we will come back to that. What was happening 2008, 2009, and you have made changes. What systems and structures and boundaries have you had to put in place to make room, to make way for who you are today? And where have you grown? Where have you moved? And we all have in some kind of way, right? Well, something's going to come back up. Something's going to, and it doesn't have to be bad. It can be good, but something's going to just come back up from that time frame. You're going to get a chance to revisit, and maybe there's some final revisions you need to make. Maybe it was you had a bad temper back then. You were younger, you were hot-headed, and you have grown and changed, and you've gotten a little bit older and you're a little bit wiser, all good things, but then all of a sudden something just happens and it just pisses you off, right? How do you deal with that? That's what I'm talking about. That's that energy. You get taken all the way back to that time frame and you're like, oh my gosh, that's how I used to deal with that problem. That's not how I'm going to deal with this problem today, though. I'm going to do it different, right? Oh, I hope you guys can hear me. My sound was moved down. Okay, I readjusted it. Hopefully that's better. And I'm sorry if you had to move your speaker up. So be thinking about making those final changes, doing what you need to do to handle that temper or that problem. Maybe it's with a particular person. Maybe it's setting boundaries with your parents. Maybe it's an old relationship that you let go of. It could be, for me, during that time period, I got divorced. And so maybe it's something from my past, right? Maybe it's issues surrounding my daughter who was a part of that divorce. So be thinking back. What happened to you then and what's coming around to now? And what the universe is doing is it is asking you to resolve those issues so that you can be done. You can be done. You can close that door. You can close that chapter, and it is over for good, for real, for true in January. Whenever Pluto finishes retrograde, starts tracking back forward again, and then moves into Aquarius. In January, Pluto will be in Aquarius, and it will be there until 2044, and we won't be thinking about this, and we'll be transforming the next thing. But the next thing will be an Aquarian thing. It will be an air-themed thing, right? It's going to be something that has to do with Aquarian energy, like collective energy, like taking care of, the group, the whole, being more social, introducing technology into our life. So lots of Aquarian themes. But anyway, that gives you a flavor. And you can look this up too. Do a little Google search. It'll help you out. Most important thing, though, I'm putting in a plug, most important thing this week, friends, is that we have a new moon coming in on Monday. Monday night at 9:55 p.m. Eastern Time, The new moon is going to be in Virgo. So what happens? The sun and the moon are holding hands in the sky. They are standing together as one. And this is a time when we go internal. Okay, Virgo is already the sign is the sign of the Virgin, right? But also in the tarot deck, it is signified by the Hermit card, the one who goes inside, the one who stands back, the one who evaluates. So we get a double dose of that when they're together, okay? It may be a really quiet time for you, a time to reflect and consider, and it's Virgo themes. So be thinking about, all the things you're analyzing, you're thinking about. Your mind may be super busy, even if you are in hermit mode. Okay, you're going to be reflecting. You're thinking about your routines, your organization, your schedules, your health practices. You're going to be looking at all the fine details and like, how can you polish this and make this better, right? Are you managing your time wisely? Could you be doing more to work on your health? Could you be simplifying your schedule to make it better for you? So this new moon, imagine sun and moon together here in the sky. Opposite of them are going to be Saturn, okay? Saturn is opposite, and it is flavoring this new moon. And it's asking you to check in on these things. It's asking you to do your diligence. Saturn is like the principal coming in, knocking on your door, saying, knock, 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 have you been doing your job? And if you haven't been doing your job, well, guess what? Want, want, want. Saturn is going to make you do your job. He's going to make you slow down and pay attention to the details. So, you might be cleaning out the junk drawers. You might be cleaning out the closets, the basement, the garage, or you might be checking in on other small things. So, think about your plants. It is the fall season. All the fall flowers are coming out at the garden center, so it might be time to change up and think about Uranus coming up. On retrograde, you might be changing up your garden scheme for fall. So checking on your plants. But I've been noticing since Virgo season started a real attention to my house plants. I've been thinking about getting them ready for winter. Do they need repotted? Do I need to trim them? Do they need some vitamins? Do I need to go get some Miracle Grow and add to their dirt? So I'm thinking about my plants, and then your little animals. Your pets. So what kind of pets do you have? Or maybe you've been thinking about getting a pet. This could be a good time. Just make sure you have all of your structures in place. Make sure you make all your plans so you have somewhere for it to sleep, somewhere for it to be in the daytime. You have the ability to take it on walks, especially if it's a puppy and it has to go out a lot. So things like that. Like, what are all the steps that I need to take to be able to care for things? Okay, and it can be other places where you serve and where you care for people. It can be taking care of elderly parents. It can be volunteering. If there's somewhere where you volunteer, I have a feeling that the rest of this Virgo season, especially after the new moon, is going to be kicking up the service. So it's a good time to think about, how am I serving others? How is that helping me? How do I balance my schedule so that I can handle all these things in my life better? Getting organized. And do you have a good balance of work and play? Set up good practices now, because this is the building season, okay? If you do all the little things, they are going to make big things later. That's what this fall is, okay? It's asking you that Saturn, this new moon, is saying, this is the time. You can change anything you want to in your life right now. You got to start with baby steps, and you got to take all the baby steps to get to the big steps. And it may feel like you're not going anywhere. You may just say, oh my gosh, it's too hard. It's too much, Jen. But I'm here to tell you, if you trust it, you do the process, and you sweat the small stuff, you will reap bigger rewards the first of the year, okay? Now is the proving time. You've got to do the work. So this new moon brings a powerful opportunity for new beginnings, particularly around routines, health and work, and organization, being more detail-oriented, practical, and focused on self-improvement. So it's a great time to set intentions toward refining yourself. Just imagine you're getting that sugar scrub and you are polishing. You are making yourself better in any way that you can or want to during this season. So then the next energy we have coming up this week is we have on next Wednesday, September 4th, Mars is going to move into Cancer. Okay, but so now, today is Thursday. Today is the 29th of August. Between now and next Wednesday, we might see some fireworks, okay? With Mars in the last degrees of Leo, as it comes to the end of Leo, before it jumps off the diving board into Cancer, there can be drama, Leo kind of drama, okay? So just notice, and if that drama is you, maybe it's time to blow off some steam, but maybe alternately, it's time to get it into check. So I'm just warning you now, next Monday, Tuesday could be dramatic days. On September 4th, though, that gas pedal, that Mars energy shifts into water. Things are slowing down, okay? Doesn't mean we're not going to get stuff done. We're actually going to be more effective because Leo rushes things. Leo's fire. Leo's creative. Leo's leading the way. Leo's not always thinking about the details, right? But Cancer does. Cancer remembers. If you know a Cancer, nobody remembers like a Cancer does. They will remember all the details. They will dig in and get the work done. Now, you might feel a little more emotional and moody than you're used to or than you were in Leo season. You might feel like staying at home or feel a little more in your crab shell. But this energy also is very protective, and it makes us take a softer, safer approach, which is not necessarily bad. Very complementary to the Virgo sun and that Virgo energy. What happens when earth and water get together? They grow things. They make mud. Water and earth make mud, and they help the flowers to grow. And that's what this Mars is going to do. It's going to work very well while the sun is still in Virgo, and it's going to help us grow things in the right way, at the right speed, and be more effective in what we try to do. So if you have a job or you have a project or there's something that you're like, I've got to get this right the first time, I would say, why don't you wait until Mars moves into Cancer next week on Wednesday? You're going to get the job done better. Okay? That's my opinion. You can do what you wish. But think of it as like you're looking on both sides of the street before you cross them. Maybe you look double when Mars is in Cancer. That's good. That's not bad. That's just being safe. And that's protecting ourselves. And that's keeping ourselves out of trouble. It's keeping our nose clean. So keep your nose clean when Mars goes into Cancer. Okay, friends. Well, let's get into the horoscopes. The new moon horoscopes. Aries. Aries fire. This new moon in Virgo on September 2nd is going to be working on, guess what? Your daily routines. And I know I already talked about this, but it's even stronger for Aries energy. It's working on your daily routines, your health, your work environment. So issues might come up at work. It's a great time to start a new regimen, to reorganize your workspace, to reconstruct a project that you're working on, to make things more efficient for you. So efficiency is a key word, self-improvement is a key word, and reorganizing things. Those are 3 ways, Aries, that you can support yourself this week and have a better week. So wishing you, Aries fire, go get it done, be efficient, find the best way you can do it. Good job. Next, we have Taurus. Taurus, this new moon is going to light up your creativity sector. You might feel like it's time to slow down and to make something. You might feel more romantic. You might feel like playing with the kids. If you have kids or nieces and nephews, when that on Monday when that moon comes in, all of a sudden you're out playing kickball too, and you're like, why am I playing kickball? And you're like, oh, let's get the pickleball court out. It's a perfect time to start a new hobby. So if you've never considered pickleball, it's fun, it's a good one, you can do it. Dive into that new hobby, that new creative project you've been thinking about. That could be a remodeling project, knowing Taurus, because Taurus likes to build things. They are planning for the future, but this is a creative planning week. Or spend time with your loved ones. Be romantic. Take the time. Make it more about quality than quantity. Pay attention to details and matters of the heart. So if you have a remodeling project you're constructing, just make sure that you've got all the details so things don't go awry. And that is your week, Taurus. Gemini, this week you are focused or will be focused on matters of home, family, roots, ancestry, the places that feel like your little nest. You might feel inspired to declutter, to redecorate, to address family issues. Believe it or not, you're ready to rip off the Band-Aid and talk about things. You've got a new perspective. It's a good time to also get more organized, and create harmony in the house. So I would just say that's a key word for you is harmony this week. Home, family, and nest. Things that make you feel like home. Have a great week, Gemini. Next, we have Cancer. Cancer, this new moon is going to enhance the way you talk and communicate, your learning, your local connections, your things happening in your neighborhood. Maybe it's a food drive, maybe volunteering somewhere nearby. It's a great time to begin to study something new or to take on a writing project. So, if there are some letters or some thank you notes, emails that you need to send, it's a good time for you to do that. You're going to be very heartfelt. And when Mars moves into your sign, Cancer, you are going to get that gas pedal energy in your own way now, in water, but it's going to make you take the initiative to do some things, to clean up some tasks, that you haven't done in a while. You're going to clean up the clutter. You're going to break into the details. You are going to jump in and get some things done. This will be a productive week for you, Cancer. Leo, this week it's all about the money. Show me the money, Leo. Finances, values, self-worth as well are in focus. Use this energy this week to make a budget, to make a plan around money, to figure out how you can save more or find new income streams. So it might be a second job. Maybe you're going to, go and sell something at the local farmer's market, or maybe you're going to start driving for one of the Uber car companies or do DoorDash. You're going to be thinking about how can I make money this week. So pay attention to the details of what you get into and your plans, because they are going to matter. This is the time for you to slow it down. Let that Mars and Cancer energy help you so that you can look for practical ways to increase your sense of security through saving money. That's going to be on your mind. So let us know how that works out for you, Leo, because during your season, sometimes you can overspend, you can overindulge, you can overdo it, and it's just time to bring all that stuff back in, okay? Have a great week, Leo. Next, we have Virgo. Virgo, it's your new moon. It's like a new year for you. Happy birthday, all our Virgo friends out there. We are so happy to celebrate with you this month. This is your cosmic reset button, Virgo. It is a perfect time to set new goals for yourself, to redefine your image, just to take care of yourself. Go get your nails done, your hair done. If you're a man, go and get your mustache trimmed. Men can get facials. Go get a facial, a massage. Do self-care and think about, am I taking care of myself in the ways that I wish I did? maybe you need to make a little more time for you. So another way you can take care of yourself is by simplifying that calendar, Virgo. You need to not overbook yourself and to make time to do all the small things you enjoy doing. You know, I know some Virgos that have fun. I'm trying to think of the right word. Like, they love for their desk to be cleared off. They love to organize the spice rack or their essential oils, or line up their makeup, or color code their clothes in the closet, or go through their files and throw out old files and make sure all the folders are lined up the right way. I'm not sure what you need to organize, but there's something in that process when you clean it up that just makes your heart happy. And I want you to think about that and focus on that this week. Lean into the habits that make you feel your very best, Virgo, and it's going to be a great new moon for you. And it's a seeding time for everyone at the new moon, but especially you, Virgo. It's time for you to seed the new year for yourself. So I want you to be thinking about, it's my birthday, what do I want? Okay, I want you to start to make a plan. So happy birthday, Virgo. Next, we move on to Libra. Libra, this new moon, you're going inside. You're going into extra hermit mode this week, believe it or not. However, Venus is there, so Venus is making it pleasant and beautiful. And she's saying, it's a good time for rest and spiritual renewal. Go into a little introspective phase. Go and read books and magazines. It's okay to take some alone time. It's okay to take a walk in the woods by yourself. It's a good time this week, Libra, for you to work behind the scenes and also letting go of things that stress you out. Let's see if we can just push them to the side this week, Libra, and make some time. Think about, what do you want? It's almost your season. We're closing up the year for you, and it's time with this new moon for you to set intentions toward your mental and emotional well-being. So however you need to do that, Libra, it's important. Your mental health, your emotional health is important. If you need to go somewhere and just sit and cry so you can clear things out, it's always great to get in the water, to take a bath, to go for a swim. Those can be good activities. But Libra specifically, you might need to call somebody and talk to a friend or talk to a coach or counselor to be able to get some things off of your chest and kind of clear the air. I think you'll be calling and talking to those people more like next week, though. I think this week is more internal, where you're trying to decide, like, what do I need to let go of right now? Okay, because you're getting ready to get things more in balance. And that is your week. Scorpio, your social life, your friendships come into focus this week. All of your connections and your networks. And it's time to connect and network. Join a group. If you get invited out to dinner with people you're not used to being around, do it, Scorpio. Don't be so self-protective. It is time to set goals and align with other people who share your dream. Collaborate with others, share your vision, and pay attention to the details, which you notice everything, Scorpio. So you're going to be noticing as you're in those groups what you like, what you don't like, and where you feel like you belong in the center. So networking is your keyword of the week, Scorpio. Have a great week. Next we have Sagittarius. Sagittarius, this new moon shines a light on your career and your public image. It's time to set new professional goals. You're going to be refining your approach to work. That might mean that you have to change your flow up, change your routine up. You may seek recognition or get recognition for your efforts. That attaboy, good job, you did good this week. Pay close attention to details, though, because the plans you set now, Sagittarius, are going to impact your future. So you can see this wide open goal, horizon, this place you want to get to. You are that centaur always seeking the next horizon, Sag, but you have got to settle down and get into the details. If you are going to rise to all the places that you want to go, it's time to make a plan. And that's what I want you to do this week. Good luck. Capricorn, this new moon this week highlights learning, travel, broadening your horizons. It's a great time for you to be planning a trip, to start a new class or course of study, to get into philosophy. You may notice you're an armchair philosopher this week. Capricorn, new goals. Let's see. Oh, wait, I'm looking at my notes here. Pay attention, though, once again, to the small changes and how these little things that you can learn now. So you're in a learning week. What can you learn now? What can you set up now? Maybe it's a book that you buy that teaches you how to do something. You need to focus on that, because the things that you learn now are going to help you in the future. It will expand your mind, but it's also going to help you to expand those horizons, Capricorn. So it's just like that mountain goat, and he's climbing the ladder. You are climbing the ladder by using your mind and studying, learning something new this week. Aquarius, this new moon brings about a very transformative vibe for you. You are going to be thinking about things in a deeper way, Aquarius. There's going to be an intensity about it. It is going to bug you, just like Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven. It just going to feel like something's just knocking at your door, okay? And so that there's going to just be this intensity and focus about something's got to give, something's got to change. It could have something to do with shared resources, okay? Something that you share with others. It could be sorting out financial matters or your taxes, some joint finance issue. I want you, through this process, though, not to look for ways to separate and say, I don't want shared resources. Everybody shares something. This can be the water cooler at work. It can be the copying machine. We all have to share the copier and get along. So we all have places, it can be our neighborhood, picking up trash in the neighborhood, or figuring out how are we going to, take care of the landscaping or the snow removal in the winter. So you are going to be looking for opportunities within these shared resource relationships to either deepen connections with others, to make it better, or to heal something. So maybe you and a neighbor have been duking it out over the lawn or the landscaping, and you are like, okay, we've got to repair this thing. Well, sometimes we have to take this first step, Aquarius. We have to do the nice thing first. So maybe imagine taking the olive branch over to your neighbor and saying, hey, how about I go first and I'll trim the tree? And then next year, if you get a chance, you can trim the tree. That kind of vibe. So things that we are taking turns with, and we are healing relationships. And that is your week, Aquarius. And that's what the new moon's talking about. And then last but not least, Pisces. This week, relationships are your focus. All kinds of relationships, though, not just shared resource relationships. It's a time to set new intentions for your partnerships, whether it's romantic, professional, it's personal, it's associates you don't know very well. Maybe it's time to get to know them better. You are going to be focusing on balance, making compromises, and notice I keep talking about the details because it's Virgo. You're going to be looking at those little details that can help make relationships better. So in other words, if it sweetens up your girlfriend to go buy her some flowers, it's time to go buy her some flowers. This is the week. You want to make relationships better, and guess what? It's going to come back and take care of you too. So what you do now for relationships has a reciprocal effect, Pisces. What you do good, that's going to come back and do good for you. So I want you to think about that and act on that this week. So that's what we have, friends, from the Astro College for your weekly weather. Let us know how we did. Please, please, please like and subscribe and help us to grow our channel. We are trying to get the word out about Astro College to the entire world and continue to make it a global community that serves all of us, that Aquarian vibe. So thank you for spending some time with us, and I hope this forecast helps you out. Have a great day. We'll see you next week, friends.